Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see the founder at least twice a day. Gotta say, he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT there or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase with Picatinny rail adapter, so you can mount it to any standard AR-15, like all awesome accessories can be. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more and see me shooting a flamethrower. And lastly, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have affordable cars disappearing, with prices going up 40% since 2019. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Anthony, who's a writer at Motor1.com, in which he says, quote, "You're not going crazy. Affordable used cars are disappearing. Prices are up 40% compared to 2019. Here you can see the base model Honda Civic. With 4 doors. What happened to you, Honda? Used to be cooler. I don't know. I'm biased. I have the Gen 10 Honda Civic Si, which I love because it had a stick shift and a good old green paint job and 2 doors. The new Civic only comes with 4 doors, even the Si version is disappointing for gearheads like myself. Now, again, this is credit to Anthony Alons, who's a writer at Motor1.com. He says, quote, "If you're looking for a used car, you're likely to be struggling to find a good, affordable option. The average price for a 3-year-old used car model is up 40.9% compared to the market in 2019. And share of those values costs under $20,000 is quickly disappearing. Today, a 3-year-old used car costs on average $32,635, according to an IC car study. That's a sizable increase from, $23,159, which is the average price per year in 2019. 6 years ago, the sub-2000 market made up 49.3% of 3-year-old used car sales. Now, in 2025, only 11.5% of used cars sell for under $20,000, which, yeah, that's crazy. See the price table right there. Now, they say that, quote, "The pandemic is one major reason for these price increases, as well as that triggering the cascade of events and limited new car production and forced automakers to focus on going from mass volume to more, smaller volume but higher profitable options. So that increased the price of all the new cars, which eventually became used cars." Now, they say that IC car executive and analyst Carl Bauer said that, quote, "The lack of new car production 5 years ago has created a pandemic hangover effect for today's used car market." He says that now many buyers cannot afford late model used cars and are looking for even older cars with more miles. In 2025, most 3-year-old used cars are priced $20,000 to $30,000 range, including popular models like the Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, and Nissan Rogue. They're up 44.6%, 37.7%, and 34.7% respectively. The percent of used cars priced at $30,000 to $40,000 and $40,000 plus have also increased, leaving cost-conscientious buyers with fewer options and choices. What's the reason, again, for why we can't afford cheap Chinese EVs? They say that American consumers are clamoring for cheaper vehicles when they're only getting more expensive. They say perhaps a new slate truck might be relief. I mean, he says, what's the reason we can't get Chinese EVs? Well, obviously, it's tariffs. Regulation is one of those things where you cannot compete against China because of the price point, because they're much more business friendly, much more regulations from, well, not just, building your factories, but the environmental and labor costs are infinitely cheaper in China. So that's one of the few instances where I can understand the logic, especially when it comes to a tariff on a product. Because again, China would just destroy every competitor if there was no tariffs at all, or no blocking of the sale of their vehicle in pretty much any country. Now, in terms of buying a used car, I always think that's one of the best cars are not investments. I hate when people use that word, because again, cars only go down in value with the exception of very rare exotic cars and very rare instances like the pandemic when used cars did spike in cost. But yeah, another reason not addressed in this article would also be the increased cost, complexity, and makeup of these vehicles has become more and more computerized. There's even more sensors on them, more things that can go wrong. I mean, there's between 10 and 30,000 components in a vehicle these days. It's astronomical, and they're exceedingly complex. I always tell folks they want a used car that'll last them a lifetime. I kind of think that peak reliability was around 2000, maybe 2005. Get a nice Japanese car like a Toyota Camry or Toyota Corolla, maybe even a Honda Accord or a Honda Civic. I mean, those things are darn near bulletproof in reliability rating, and there's enough tech where you can get to work. You got the heated seats that some people like. You got some Bluetooth maybe, but there's not so much tech that becomes more unreliable and even more complex. Another issue with the used cars industry past couple decades would be the cash for clunkers program under when Obama was in office, which literally destroyed a huge segment of used vehicles when the government gave cash incentives to trade in your clunker, which they would actually fill. I forget the material they put into the engine, but would destroy the vehicle completely. That took out a lot of used parts and the used cars from that market as well. And it's unfortunate because, again, new cars are getting more expensive. The average price of a new car sold in 2024 was about $52,000. It's getting really rough. And also, I mean, if you search, you'll find a good deal. But yeah, it's definitely getting more difficult to find a good used car at a good price point. But I can't but think, shoot, even if it's under 100,000 miles for a Honda is nothing. I always tell my friends, if you're in a pinch, you can still find a $5,000 or $10,000 used car. It's going to be more than 3 years old. But again, if you get the right make and model vehicle, get a good pre-purchase inspection by a trusted mechanic, there are still great deals out there. But it is rough that, again, right now, especially these newer vehicles, there's a huge spike in cost. I think over the past 6 to 10 years, the next 6 to 10 years, the price will go down as mass manufacturing has, once again come to the forefront in the automobile community. But let me know, is this going to stop you from getting a used car? I mean, I know certified pre-used is a sales tactic and a thing for a lot of companies, but I don't know. To me, I'd probably go for a 5 to 10-year-old used car. And I mean, I like the Dave Ramsey approach as well. Just buy cash now. You don't have to worry about those payments kneecapping every month. But let me know your philosophy when it comes to used cars, because as always, I'll be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so you can click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.